What's good, everybody? It's your number one chief rocker, Uncle Freezie in the building. I am joined by a New York City legend. I have an intro here that I want to do. So let me start by saying today's guest is a true basketball legend, a point guard who's made his mark at every level of the game, from being a four-time parade All-American at Archbishop Malloy in Queens, one of the most decorated high school players in basketball history, to leading Georgia Tech's Lethal Weapon 3 squad to the 1990 NCAA Final Four. Kenny Anderson has always been a floor general. He was the number 2 pick in the 1991 NBA draft. He's a 14-year NBA veteran, an NBA All-Star in 1994. And in my opinion, the blueprint for point guard and leadership greatness. Hey, Kenny, man, it's an honor to have you here on the channel. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, that's a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me, man. It's really a pleasure.
Hey, so one of the things one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you here is that I respect your basketball career. I think we're around the same age. So when I was hooping in Jersey City at Dickinson High, I think you were hooping across the way and putting your imprint on the game on a national level. But as I got older, and I still respect your basketball career, but what I respect the most about you now is that you embrace leadership and impacting young people and paying it forward, because what I assume is somebody mentored you at an early age and you are now passing back that mentorship to others, and I appreciate that. So that's one of the reasons why I want to have you on.
It's not about me no more. I was able to play the game. I love basketball. Take care of my mother, my family well financially. But it's for the young kids that's coming up, give them some guidance. About hard work academically. Basketball, sports, everything in life. If I can help one kid, I'm blessed. I'm doing my part. And I got that, from being coached by the great Jack Curran from Archbishop Malloy High School. And my mentor, Vincent Smith. So always, man, and that's what I wanted to just fill a void. What they taught me. I said I want to give it back. And I coached at Fish University down in Nashville for 5 years. NAIA school, HBCU. I loved it. It was a great experience for me. I was just teaching, the game of basketball. Not teaching the game of basketball. They already know how to play basketball.
They already know how to hoop.
So I was just, they were just seeing how I was raised and how I came up, because I was trying to teach that to them and give back the knowledge that I've learned. Some kids get it, some kids don't, and so be it. But you have to give back, and that's my old time coach always said, and my mentor, and that's just what I'm going towards now, and I love it.
Hey, so one of the things, I don't know if you get this a lot. I'm having a I don't, for some reason the system I'm gonna just take the video off. But one of the things that I don't know if you notice, if others tell you this from being in. Okay, so I'm Kenny Anderson, a Kenny Anderson fan from a distance, like adjacent, but not necessarily just the high schooler that I kind of grew up with watching from a distance, or the dynamic college player, right? But as a man, I respect the lane that you got into and the lane that you stayed in, because mentoring is one thing by verbally giving others life lessons. But one of the best ways to be a mentor too is by modeling what you're saying, and I respect that. Right, it's one of the reasons why I want to have you on, because the fact that you can say these things and also model it, so you can indeed be a role model and just not a role sayer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense. Being from New York, Left Rack City, Queens.
Yep.
You know, you hear a lot of the BS. You know, where people just to get what they want or whatever, and then they move on. They try to push you, but they're just not living in truth. They're not living in truth.
Right.
So, you know, and that's what I'm about. You know, truth. You know, the type of person I am, and I gotta live it. I gotta live it every day.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing. You live and learn. You live and learn.
Right.
You take some hard hits, but then you get back up and keep doing it. You know, I'm not about, you know, a lot of these young men just want to play basketball and get the bag. I understand that.
Right.
I understand that. That's fully you should want to get, you know, play basketball, your talent, get the money so you can take care of your family, take care of yourself.
Right.
But they just want about it, I believe, in the wrong way.
Right.
You know?
Right. Let me ask this. So what drew you to Fisk, and how did that opportunity shape you in that moment so that you can have takeaways from that moment and help you as you move forward and mature as an adult?
Yeah, I went to D1 school, power school, you know, Georgia Tech. Right. HBCU is a whole different ball game.
Indeed.
You know, and we had to grind. And I grinded, you know, and I saw what they was going through.
Right.
You know, the black young men, the black young women. Right. So, you know, you had to really, you know, give off of everything that I accomplished, that I know, that I learned. I got to give it back and try to help these young men and women, you know, that play sports. And that's what I did. You know,
so why are you obligated to give back though?
Yeah. Everybody, because somebody gave back to me, man. And I could have been in jail, doing wrong, because a lot of my friends did that. Right. And I just kept straight forward. You know what I mean? Did well, went to school, academically did well, just played my basketball. Created relationships with good people, and I'm able to fall back on them, on good people. And so that was the main thing that I was going for. Growing up in New York, it was hard, man. In the early 80s, it was very difficult. But I survived out of it. And now I see that, and I want to get back, man. That's truly 100%. And it's helped me, and there's nothing phony about me. Nothing phony. Nothing phony. There's a lot of phony people out there that doing it for the wrong reasons. That's them. But I'm just trying to stay grounded and staying with the right people in my corner and just trying to help others.
Hey, let me ask this. Based on what you just told me, how have your friendships and relationships changed over the years as you went from being from being in the spotlight as a teenager, being a top 2 pick in an NBA draft, having a very long NBA career, and then doing what you're doing now in terms of mentorship? How has friendships along the way and relationships changed as you changed as a person?
You know, it changed a great deal. A lot of my friends, they're it was different. I got sick 4 or 5 years ago. I had a stroke. It was people that I thought was in my corner just wasn't there for me. And I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? So a lot of people change when you're not moving the same way. Right. You know, and you know, that's something that I learned, and now moving forward, God bless them, you know, and just trying to do what's right for me, what makes me happy, and which makes my family happy, and just continue to be blessed, man. To be blessed, and we continue to try to change the narrative on, basketball players coming from the city, NBA, whatever, college, high school. I'm just trying to get back, and I don't have to. I can just go back into my little corner of my house or whatever, just chill out and just do me. Just do me. But there's work to do. There's work to do before I'm out of here. To get back and to show how honored I was. I was able to accomplish so much in the game of basketball, but in life in general. And God keep blessing me, man. So I gotta keep striving to be the best person I could be. It's not so much athletic basketball. I was great at it. It was like a tool. It was a tool for me. And I understood that. It was a tool. I understood that. I wanted to take care of my mother, and I did that for many years before she passed away 20 years ago. So, it was, and all the people that I met in the game of basketball, all are not shady or funny. Some of them are great people, and they still in my life.
Right. That's so you mentioned a few things, and I want to touch on a few things. I'm not gonna lie to you. Generally on the channel, we don't have big personalities to come on and because this is a fans channel, and this is an outlet for me to have fans come on and have their say, because a lot of times they don't have the opportunity to have their say. But when I saw you on X and I saw some of the things that you would say, and so I was like, yo, I either have to formulate some type of relationship with this guy to let him know that there are people out there that think the same way that he does, or I have to get him in front of the fans so they'll understand that there are people out here just like this that are making a positive impact on the community. But I want to say this. I want to ask you this. How's your health?
My health is good, much better. Just going to my appointment. I have my appointment every 6 months with my doctor. We went over some things, so I'm doing pretty well. So God bless, man. Just gotta take care of myself, and everything will be fine.
Eating right, exercising.
Right. Doing the things,
Yeah, I know. I went to the doctor. What's today? Thursday. So I went to the doctor Tuesday. I had the same thing, 6 months checkup. Got my vitals back yesterday. They, they have the app now where you don't have to wait around in the waiting room. They could just, you don't have to.
I gotta do better now, with the computer, with the websites and all that. And I'm far from. My wife helps me out a little bit, but I gotta get better.
It'll come. It'll get there in due time, man.
Like everything else, I'll get there. Believe me.
Yeah, man. So, I had your relationship with God. How did that help you through trying times?
Oh, big time. Big time. I've been, and my wife always says this. She's like, "Boy, you blessed.
Yeah,
you blessed. You truly blessed." Because everything happens, for me in God's time. But everything pops up. I'm like, wow, I didn't know. Things happen.
Right.
And I just gotta continue to have faith. That faith, and to keep working, man, towards that relationship and bettering it with God. And,
every day.
Every day. Yep. And that means, and that's being true to yourself.
Yep.
You can't, a lot of things that I used to do, I don't do at all. 20, 30, 40, that thing stopped 54 years old. You should have changes in your life. If you don't, positive changes. And if you don't have positive changes, if you still acting like you're 30 years old when you're 54, you got problems.
Yeah, you got problems.
And I understand that. And I'm just, people that you see and you relate to, you gotta be wise on that. You gotta be very careful on who you spend your time with, who you take. knowledge from. You know, you gotta be very careful in this world. This world is crazy now.
Right. Indeed. Do you still have relationships with people from years ago? Like when you were say, I'll give an example. So
Yeah.
I'm from what I call the basketball hotbed of the New York City area, right? I'm from Jersey City, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard of guys named Bobby Hurley or Raphael Addison or David Rivers.
Yeah.
I'm joking because I know you heard of these names before, right?
I played against Bob Hurley. Raphael Addison is a good friend of mine.
Yep.
That's somebody that I really, we still stay in touch. I got so much love for him. He's a great human being.
Bro, he's always been that way, bro.
Always been that way. Never changed up.
Yep.
We played with New Jersey and Charlotte together. He's just an awesome individual. You can learn from him.
Yep. I met him. I don't know if you know Jersey City like that, but I met him a long time ago on Dwight Street in Jersey City. And just talking to that dude, bro, you knew he was gonna be something special, and we was kids. You know how you meet a kid, you like, yo, this cat gonna go somewhere, bro. Yeah, that's been him. That's been so over the years you were able to maintain relationships from people you met, say, in your 20s and 30s, and still have fruitful relationships to this day.
Yeah, somewhat. But my 20s, those guys are, I don't have too many relationships. But right now, I'm happy. I have a childhood friend that we grew up with, Anton Bashar. He's a scout for Cleveland Cavaliers. He's working for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs, and they were the #1 seed. So I'm so happy for him that he, working for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he's doing so well. That's a good childhood friend of mine. He went to Bishop Lockwood High School, and I was at Archbishop Malloy. We played against each other, and we became good friends. And I love him, man. He's a great guy.
Bro, I the further this interview goes along, the more I realize that I made a great decision by reaching out to you, not because of the fans and stuff. The numbers are going to be the numbers. But what I gleaned from just speaking with you is that if you take the gifts that God blessed you with, stay on the path that God showed you, be a good person, right? You will get to those places that you probably never even dreamed of. You know what I'm saying? When you first noticed that you were different than everyone else. And I know, to the chat, I'm just saying this to the chat. Recognizing that you're different from everyone else is not saying that you feel like you're better than everyone else in a sense like that, but noticing that you have a gift that can take you places is what I'm saying. Like, you have a skill that you can take and work at it, a craft that you can get good at, and help support your loved ones and such. And plus, they get the carnal joy of those moments where seeing you do good, right? And so I want to ask you about a moment in time. I want to talk about the Georgia Tech years, right? So when I heard that you were going to Georgia Tech, right? I honestly, in my heart, I didn't know, because I didn't know you personally. We followed the newspaper, Daily News and all that. I thought you were going to St. John's, bro. I thought that was like a natural, but while at Georgia Tech, you were teamed up with Dennis Scott, Brian Oliver, and a few other good. I don't know, was Malcolm there when you were there? Malcolm?
Yes.
Yep.
We came in. So we had the #1 recruiting class that year. Malcolm Mackey, Valo Rubel, myself, Darryl Barnes, who was the FK Lane in Brooklyn, New York.
Right.
So we had the #1 recruiting class, and I went to Georgia Tech. It was just a different world. Atlanta, Georgia, and coached by Bobby Crimmins, who did an awesome job. You know, we went to the Final Four. Lethal Weapon 3, myself, Scott Brown Island. Great experiences there, man. Not only the basketball, but just in life and in just understanding the college life was great there. Right. And there was a great academic school too. So, you know, it was just awesome.
One of the things I noticed about that era was that even though players kind of went to schools based on name and things of that sort, because there was a point guard that left there a few years before you, named Mark Price, right? Yeah. I'm a Duke fan, by the way. Just FYI.
Man. You told me that before when they got on.
I know, that's why I waited. I'm just kidding. But y'all,
I know why you a Duke fan, Bob Hurley from your hood.
Come on, man. I mean, right. I mean, hey, Big Bob used to coach us at Bayside Park. You know what I'm saying, when we was kids.
First of all, Bob Hurley, Daddy Hurley, Bob Hurley, senior, the father.
Yep.
Also individuals.
Yep.
Great human being, hard worker. He's a hard worker. I love him.
Yep.
Retired coach, one of the best in the business. Awesome.
Yep. I remember he told me, right? He told me at an early age, he was like, when we were like, you know how you were shorty, everybody just running around, like 7, 8 years old, everybody trying to get the basketball. He was like, he just pulled me to the side. He's like, hey man, big as your feet are, you gonna have to do something around the rim. This is what he was telling me. I was like, but nah, I don't want to do that, man. You know, Magic Johnson was on TV the other day, back when everybody wanted to be Magic.
Yeah.
but yeah, man, love and respect. But the Georgia Tech thing is one of the things I wanted to mention, right? Because y'all ran into what was a buzzsaw, and we didn't know it at the time. I think y'all lost in the Final Four to Vegas, right?
Yes, Vegas. They had a crew, you know, Larry Johnson, Stacey Ogden, Greg Anthony, Anderson Hunt.
Yep.
Moses Scary is a great friend of mine. He's from Brooklyn. He was there in UNLV. So, you know, they just have a powerhouse.
Man, you serious? I didn't know Moses Scary was from Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's from Brooklyn.
Oh, man, I love that dude, bro. I'm not gonna front. I love that dude.
Yeah, he was great. We had him, you know, first half. Larry Johnson fouled out.
Yeah.
Stacey Ogden played extremely well offensively that game. He wasn't supposed to get off like that.
Nah, he wasn't supposed to get off like that.
He was a defensive fast break type of guy.
Yeah.
But he really did well. Anderson Hunt played pretty well that whole tournament.
Yeah.
Greg Anthony is a good guy, good friend. He works for the NBA, TNT television and all that. He's doing well. But they're all great guys, man. Larry Johnson's big with the Knicks, doing community service and working with them. I don't, you know, you look at it and they had a great team, but we had a great shot to beat them, but I got a little foul trouble that game.
Yep. I remember that. And so shout out to the Detroit legend, Anderson Hunt from Detroit, and Larry Johnson from Dallas, Texas, man. Vegas put together a team of guys from all over the country that had talent. And to be honest with you, a lot of those guys didn't fit the traditional college mold. Like Anderson Hunt was an undersized 2, right? Yes. Yeah, he could shoot that thing. Oh my man, he could shoot that thing, man. Let me ask this though. When you guys, with the expectations coming out of the toughest conference in the country at that time, with North Carolina, with Duke, Georgia Tech, I think Virginia still had Brian Stith and John Crotty, I think was their backcourt. Coming out of the toughest conference in the country, what was your expectation walking into the Final Four that year?
I wanted to win. You know, when we went, I wanted to win. I wanted high school. So I had so much confidence in myself growing up in New York, playing the playgrounds and playing on the beach, playing. I just thought we were going to shock the world by being the 4th seed We won the ACC that year.
Yep.
And we were looking at UNLV, the #1 team in the country.
Yep.
So I said, it was a great setup. It was a great setup. So I was excited. I thought we were going to, pull it off and win, but we just came up short,
Yeah.
And that was it. But it was a great run to the Final Four.
That was indeed a great run in Georgia Tech history. And the reason why I say that, because I'm a Duke fan and Georgia Tech is basically adjacent. We track Georgia Tech. Name us a rivalry on that college level, like say a rivalry that tested your talent, say physically and intellectually. Somebody that pushed you to the limit, but you could overcome that challenge.
We didn't have a rivalry, but that whole playing in the ACC was so tough, man. I know the Duke rivals, North Carolina, things like that, NC State, and Wake Forest, and it just was that I was so blessed to be get into the ACC conference. It was so tough, night in and night out.
Right.
So it was one of those things where to win it. As a freshman, we won it. We won the tournament, the ACC tournament that year.
Yep.
We were the champ.
Right.
That was a big feat. That was a big feat for me, man. It was awesome. But I didn't have a college rival. We just, I hated Georgia.
right.
Georgia.
Right.
With Georgia.
Right.
Georgia Tech, Georgia. That's not doable. We're not talking about that. But all the ACC schools, when I played in the ACC, it was tough, man.
It was tough.
Night in, night out.
Yeah, because I don't know if there were some guys that played. I think you may have been gone, but that conference during that time was a gauntlet every night.
Yeah.
And so you guys were facing, I think y'all still had y'all were facing, even Virginia had a great backcourt with Brian Stith and I forget the point guard name. Yeah.
Crowdy played against, he's from New Jersey.
Yeah.
He played against, being in the championship, we beat them. Georgia Tech versus Virginia. The 90 championship, ACC, we beat them.
Right.
To win it, to win our car. It was awesome,
Right.
They had Bob Hurley, the great Duke teams, Kristen Leitner, Grant Hill,
right.
All those guys. And then North Carolina, they had a great team, man.
Yeah.
They had a good team.
Yeah.
So it was great basketball back then.
Yeah. The Zoom app is trying to limit us, man, to a few more minutes. So in this few more minutes, I'm going to ask you, what's next for Kenny Anderson? How do we follow Kenny Anderson?
Well, you follow me, but right now I've been at home just thinking, and I think I'm gonna do an AAU program.
Okay.
KA Elite. I've been thinking about that. I'm gonna do camps and clinics around the South, the Santa Rosa Beach area.
Right.
And then next year I'm gonna do my AAU program. I think I want to stay in that realm and get back to the youth and the kids going into college. I think doing that and just teaching these guys the right way, not only to play basketball, but just how to carry themselves in life.
Right.
And that's something I want to do.
Right. That's excellent to hear. I'm gonna just say something to the chat real quick. So for everybody in the chat, I want to ask y'all to just put one question in the chat for Kenny that I can ask really quick. But I also want to ask about this, right? What was times like being drafted to New Jersey when New Jersey had struggled?
It was sort of like my high school days, college. It was like God had put me in my situation, man, that I've been in. So I trained. I wanted to change the focus of the New Jersey Nets, change the focus of Georgia Tech, change the focus of Archbishop Lord.
Right.
It's like it's been evident for me. It's been set up for me.
Right.
So when I got there, I I didn't play as much with Bill Fitch, my rookie year. But then my second year, I made the All-Star team. I played with Robin Petrovich, Derek Coleman. So we had a great team. We was on our way. And then, boom, there's always some drama to test for you. Robin Petrovich that died in a car crash.
Yeah.
So you kind of pushed me back. And that's what happened. I thought I was on my way to make New Jersey a winner. And I just, it's always something happening.
It's always something. Hey, so true story. I don't know if you know this or not, but Chris Morris is intense, bro. Yeah. I don't know if you know that or not, but Chris Morris can be intense. I'm trying not to say unhinged, but but yeah. He we had a tournament in Texas one year, and he was our guest. We brought him in, and I was like the big thing on post because I used to box. I was a box on post, and which I had a reputation. And so I was at the time young, I'm thinking this whole thing is about me. And so he was on a break, and I fouled him on the break. And he wanted to fight me, man. He wanted to fight me. Yeah.
Chris is my guy, man. Great guy.
Yeah.
But, we're leading to everybody. Make changes, man.
Yeah. Everybody.
You go do it.
Yeah, we grow up and mature, man. We become different people.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. We I have to end it here because the Zoom app is limiting us to a certain time. But let me say this. I want to thank you not for just coming up here and spending time with us, right? Yeah, I'm glad, I'm glad you were gracious enough to do that. But what I really want to thank you for is taking the gift that God gave you and doing something with it the right way. And then at the end of that, transitioning that gift into another gift, and that's impacting others in a positive way. And so that the gift is evergreen, right? Because like when I first saw you, I was like, yo, this man reminds me of JoJo White. The first time I saw you, I was like, yo, he reminds me of JoJo White, right? With handles and explosive, all these things. But you taking that now that we're in our 50s and we're looking to make an impact in a different way, you were still starring even at that, being a star and impacting others. So I want to thank you for that, man.
I really appreciate the strong words you've given me, man. And just gotta keep it up, man. Not keep it up, just gotta give it to God, Right. He's been blessing me my whole entire life, and he will keep blessing me, man. I just gotta keep doing the right thing.
Well, we have faith that you're gonna keep doing the right things because you never showed us that you would do the wrong thing.
No,
right?
Exactly.
Right. So
Exactly.
So man, thank you for coming through and rocking with us, man. Please consider coming and hanging out with us again, because I felt like just the parts that you were sharing with us is like the tip of the iceberg of something that fans, that NBA fans, people that impact community need to hear from people like Kenny Anderson and others, man. We really appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you, man. Much love always. Jersey City. Y'all got a big time ball out of there that went to Auburn University. The point guard. I forgot his name. The freshman at Auburn.
Bro, it's and no disrespect to Queens, but I feel like Jersey City is the point guard capital of the tri-state area. No disrespect to Queens. Shout, hey, come on, it's love, bro. It's love, bro. It's love, man. I mean, true, exactly. And shout out to all my people from Queens in the building. Jay Boogie played point guard in Queens. Shout out to Anthony D and others from Queens, New York. Shout out to all of y'all. Hey, Kenny, I'm gonna hit you up later, man, because I wanted to talk to you about some of the stuff that you were thinking, some of your initiatives, and I want to figure out a way that I can support and get the channel to support and come through help you out with those things. Ladies and gentlemen, this is New York legend, icon, Kenny Anderson. Thank you for coming through, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, for sure. All right, everybody. That was Kenny Anderson. I wish we had more time to talk more stuff, man. The app is crazy. I'm sorry, but I apologize about that. Maybe we can get him to come on again at some point and chop it up. Yeah, man. So while I have y'all here, want to ask y'all what y'all think. How'd y'all like Kenny being on and coming through and rocking with us? As a matter of fact, I'll do this for a few minutes, man. We'll do this. We'll put the link in the chat. Put the link in the chat for my people that want to come through. And listen, I apologize, y'all, man. The StreamYard link, for some reason, the StreamYard link wasn't working like it normally does, and so we had to do an alternative. I need to get somebody from Queens, New York up here. Yo, Corey Lee in the place to be. What's good, boss?
It's good, my brother.
And chilling, man.
Dope show. You know, which I knew you would do, pull it off. You know, shout out to you as well as Mr. Anderson. You know, great conversation. I really enjoyed it. You know, I wish you'd have brought up the fact that he took our Shaq to get to the Final Four. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But you know, dope show, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everybody who showed up. And everybody, please, if you get a chance to, you know, share this. Share this with others.
Yeah.
Bro, we broke the 9,000 mark, man.
Hey, man. It's about what the people want, bro. It's about giving the people what they want. For one, it's not about me or not about you or not about a specific person. It's about the family. Like the family, everybody pulling their weight, everybody working together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's about all of us working together as a team, providing a quality product. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and I know that sound like we on that humble pie, whatever, but the humble pie is the creed we live by, bro. You know, trying to provide a quality product. And I appreciate Kenny coming through. And I'm definitely gonna do what I offered. I'm gonna find a way to support him and in his endeavors some type of way. Shout out to the chat, by the way. AK, Real King, Still Knicks fans. Ron is in the building. A lot Wise in the building, but we knew that. A lot Wise is, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes, man behind the curtain. IKBM Dre is in the building. Reese, what's good? JPP. Anthony D in the building. Anthony D, I called you, bro. Anthony D, I called you. What's happening? HRM in the building. Man, salute everybody. So we're going to try this. We're going to try this thing, man. Try this thing about having people on occasionally and see if this is something that you know what I'm saying? See if this is something that the family like. And if y'all like this, we'll know, we can tell because we'll see the like button, right? We'll see likes and views and all of that, man. So we can tell about what y'all like and dislike. And if it's something that y'all rock with, if it's something that y'all enjoy, then we'll work on seeing if we can do more of it.
Let's get it. Y'all be spitting with your flows, I'm just podcasting.
That's right.
On the air every day, I'm just podcasting.
What?
You don't know what that mean when I say I'm podcasting. I'm broadcasting these flows with the podcasting. Every day of my life, I'm just podcasting.
Right.
Share my dreams with you, mean I'm podcasting.
What?
You can see my vision through the podcasting.
Yeah.
But don't forget J Boogie when I'm broadcasting.
What?
I'm podcasting,
What?
he's podcasting.
What?
I've been spitting this venom since Karate Flicks. When Mr. Sims was sharing nothing but the Knicks. I guess you know by now, I seen some tough years. Now I know the reason why Freezie got them Blorange Tears.
J Boogie in the building. Salute to the Queens legend. Salute. What's good, boss?
Yo, what's good, my brothers? My brothers, shout out to you, shout out to the chat, shout out to everybody, shout out to Mr. Anderson himself. You know how some people say just do. I'm gonna say this. That was more due for you, my guy. It couldn't an interview like that couldn't happen to a more deserving guy. It is, you know, that's inside our community, inside, you know what I'm saying, this podcast community. Throughout all the years and years and years that you have, you know, done things, you know, and opened doors for a lot of people. And, you know, it was more due for you, man, to see Mr. Anderson, you know, hanging out with you and y'all, you know, doing a one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful work. That was a beautiful interview. That was a beautiful conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? And you're more due for more things like that. You know what I'm saying? And me as a fan of the show, you know what I'm saying? I'm also waiting to see what else you might have in store and everything as far as the future. But like again, I'm gonna say it again, you are more due than anything else, you know what I'm saying? Forget just, you know what I'm saying? Because that interview was amazing, man. It's just the only thing I gotta push back on you is you gotta stop comparing that jersey to our guards.
Come
You gotta
on,
stop
man.
doing that. Stop comparing
Right.
jersey guards. We got more guards that should have went, that didn't go, that I can drop on some of your guards that did go, that shouldn't win. I could pull out the Lloyd Daniels. I could pull out the Greg Buharvis. You know, I could do these things. You know what I'm saying? But yo, amazing work, my guy.
Hey, but we got to get Jersey City, man. We got to get these dudes off the streets, man, and then something productive, bro. Like the dudes, our all-time greats, bro. They never even finished high school because street life scooped them up. You know what I'm saying? Like we had dudes, we had a dude 6'8", bro, ran track, blazing fast, had the best handles you ever seen. He was 6'8". Bro, this dude is 6'8" and with 85, 6'8" and 85. He handling like Isaiah.
Right.
But he like the streets. This dude never made it past 9th grade. You know what I'm saying? We like, dog, come, you know what I'm saying? So that's why when we had a conversation with Queens, if we just talking about like dudes off the street, hoopers, and all of that, bro, I give Queens all the credit. Brooklyn, all the credit they deserve, right? And our community though, bro, it's like the streets was like eating these dudes up. Some of these dudes ain't never lived past 20, but they was like some of the greatest hoopers you ever seen in your life. You know what I'm saying? And so I respect, like legit, I respect you and your coach and your high school, and I respect Queens, and ain't nothing but love for Queens, New York. I shout them out all the time. Brooklyn, the Bronx, Jersey City is just something special to me, man, because of the stuff that we legitimately, and I'm sure y'all had the same things going on in Queens. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, but y'all bigger, so y'all bigger than us. Y'all got about 4 times as big as Jersey City. Right. And so y'all got more dudes that can make it, whereas us being smaller, you know, the law of numbers eat us up, bro. So, but shout out to Queens, man. I mean, Queens is
you know,
they put out some point guards every now and then.
Maybe you could start something up, man, whereas you can get guys, you know, up in your area, you know what I'm saying, to go back, you know what I'm saying, and try to, you know, help and make sure that these younger guys in generation right now can still come along. You know, like you say, you know, we got to get these guys off the streets
Yeah,
But
man.
we got to get guys that won't allow the street to get on the guys. You know what I mean? So you got guys in your neighborhoods. You got the Tim Thomases out there and everything. Reach out to them guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, and all it takes is one person. You know what I'm saying, to set it off. You know what I'm saying? One link to come out, then another link can come out. Then next thing you know, you got a chain. You know, a chain is only strong as you know what I'm saying, as the link. You know,
Yeah.
but I'm just happy for what you did, man. You know, I can just sit back and watch this show and just smile and see. Look, I wish you'd have had more of yourself up there. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Technology,
huh?
man. Technology, man.
What was the difference between doing it that way and then doing it your regular YouTube?
I'm gonna call you and tell you because I don't want to say it up here.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah. Yeah, just you know me, you know I'm tech forward. So I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Corey Lee, what's up, man?
Praise God. I was just listening to y'all just getting it in, man, going back and forth, you know. It was super awesome to watch one of my idols, one of the cats that I grew up watching, and actually remember him going up against in the city championship. I think it was his senior year, and unfortunately, he lost to Christ the King for the Catholic School Championship.
Man, who didn't lose to Christ the King, though, bro?
Yeah, but yeah, because they had a cat on there, and believe it or not, that's my second cousin's father. His name is Bartholomew Pippin. He was the starting point guard on that team.
Right.
You know, even though Case did eat them up, but they did lose.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He gave them the business.
Jay, but one of the things that I want to mention to him is that over the years, point guard play has gone in a different direction.
Right.
You remember when, and so for everybody that don't know, I think me and Jay Boogie are around the same age, like within a few months of each other. But I call him my big brother, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I be hoping that when we get together, he'll pay for everything. That's why. I'm joking on that point, right? I'm joking. But one of the things, like when we were in high school, like for the cats that graduated around 85, 86, 87, around that era, the point guard shot last. The point guard, and you had to get everybody incorporated in the offense. And then once you do, everybody had to touch it, and then your point guard could go off for like 30 or 40, but everybody had to touch it. It wasn't none of this point guard come down, shoot, get the rebound, get to the point guard so he can shoot. You're right. We played in an era where you had to be able to run an offense. You had to be able to diagnose full court traps and presses, right? You had to know when the bracket was coming. You had to know, you had to break down defense. You had to manipulate defense. You had to know how to do all these things, and your handle had to be super tight. Like when you saw a kid dribbling a tennis ball down the street, you already knew he was working on being a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like when you saw, you know what I'm saying, boys 7 years old with a tennis ball, just going back behind their legs with the tennis ball, working on, you're like, hey, yeah, he gonna be a point guard, man. He might go to Snyder, he might go to Lincoln, right? He might go to Ferris, he might be an academic or St. Joe's or St. Anthony's or something like that. Now, when you see point guards, bro, they have decent handles, but they have skill trainers. Like they're legit paying $75 a week, you know what I'm saying, for 3 lessons a week, just so somebody can teach them a move package. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And so with that said, it takes away like the basketball IQ and the natural ability to read and understand the game. Right. And so I wanted to talk to Kenny about that. But Jay Boogie here, I'll talk to Jay Boogie about that. Jay Boogie.
You know, I had a question down there for him. You know, I'm asking, you know, in today's game, the way today's game is today, where would he have saw himself fit in and how he would have fit in? Something like that I wrote. But just to go a little bit further, you know, for like, you know, if there's any another younger generation than us, because the guys that are our age, they can relate to what I'm about to say. Is we always say the term such and such, he wouldn't have been able to play in the old school era. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't fit in.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you, like, in today's game, I don't have to use the legendary names. I don't have to go legendary names. Don Sham God would have been a problem in this era. Kevin Johnson would have been a problem in this era. Kenny Anderson would have been a problem in this era.
Right.
And so on and so on and so on with other guards. I'm not even talking about legendary guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's always more guys that's in our era that could fit more in today's game than it is guys in today's era that would have fitted into our era because of the way we played the game, how physical it was and stuff like that. But that's not the tarnish or take anything away from any of these guys' game. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, you see resemblance here. Like when I see John Morant, you know what I'm saying? It's not a question I can look over there and I can say see Kenny Anderson. It's not a question. You know what I'm saying? The skill set, the speeds, the handle, you know what I'm saying? They're so close to one another. You know what I'm saying? McDowell, Chris Jackson, what he would have done in this era. You know what I'm saying? The handles, you know what I'm saying? So it's no doubt that when I see Steph Curry, I can't help but see resemblance with Chris Jackson. I can't help but see it. You know what I mean? It's just so many guys, you know, that you see now today that you can compare in somewhat fashion to the older guys, but it's so many of the older guys that I could just fit into this era with what's going on right now, man. And like Freezie said, the handles, the ball handlers and all that. You know, I always say the difference between an up north ball player and a down south ball player, which down south is caught up a little bit, was up north we had handles and hops. Down south, you know what I'm saying, they could shoot and had hops, but they had no handles. But now they don't got on to whereas they got the handles now. So, and now you still got slightly guys up north now. They trying to pick up the shooting, but yeah, man. Shout out to Kenny Anderson, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Freezie.
Yep.
There's a question that I wish you would have asked him. Do you know that Kenny Anderson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar are the only people in New York who have been all city all 4 years? Oh, matter of fact, all New York, all 4 years of their high school career.
Oh, I didn't know that, bro. I didn't know that. And just as an FYI, we were a little bit rushed because we couldn't use StreamYard. We had to use Zoom. That's the reason why the screen looked all weird and stuff. And so Zoom was like, yo, y'all only got 40 minutes, but they didn't tell me that until I had like 10 minutes left. And so it was like the interview was rushed a little bit. The next time he and I get together, we'll make sure that it's in a format like this so that we can share. Because the thing is, in order for me to get y'all on and all that stuff, man, I'd had to send everybody the Zoom link. And then everybody would have had to go through the whole Zoom thing. And then everybody would have been on the Zoom screen. And then you'd have had 2 screens of one StreamYard, one Zoom, and then y'all pictures and people went. So it was just a thing. But if he's gracious enough to come back and our schedule permits, you know what I'm saying, we'll see what we can do because Jay Boogie, I ain't gonna lie, you know what because I want to talk about his New York City accomplishment. But what I really wanted to talk to him is about post life and growing up, being a man. What happens when you're not in your 30s no more, right? What kind of life you gonna live after that? Like, because for example, I had a life of a lot of blessings in my 20s, but then, you know, you start to have kids, and saying the things start going different, and now you got to be at some point, you know, you become like even a grandfather, like the world look at you different as you mature and get older. Like for instance, I can't lean on being the Green Street boxing champ no more. That's 30 plus years ago, right? That's 30 plus years ago, right? But who is Uncle Freezie today, and how can he impact others today? And how can he build a foundation off of what he does today, impact others in a positive way going forward? How can we do that? I'm still a rookie in that realm. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been, 57 before. All these things are new. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in a little bit, we're going to be at that retirement age. We're going to be in our 60s, and like, that's going to be new too. Right? Because we ain't never been there before. So we got to kind of, what are we going to be like going forward? Right? That's the reason why Jay Boogie and I, like every time I go somewhere and I'm on with Jay Boogie, I don't say nothing. I just let Jay Boogie do his thing. Because in my mind, Jay Boogie being a positive impact to the community is more important to me than the event that we went to. Because there'll be other basketball games, but there's only one Jay Boogie. You feel me? And so I know that sound corny or whatever, but stuff like that means something to me. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this thing right here, Jay Boogie.
Much praises for you, my brother. Much praises for you, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share along, man. Shout out to the chat, man. I know y'all, we say that all the time, but just got to remind you, man, to share, subscribe, and, share, like, man.
Right.
Appreciate the chat, man. Without the chat, the fan base, none of this even exists. The Knicks don't even exist.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always the fan base, man. Number uno. All the time.
Yeah, man.
Let's go Giants with this number 3 pick.
I'm already know it's Abdul Carter, baby. Abdul Carter.
Bro, y'all gonna take that lineman out of LSU and y'all go home and take a nap. That's
If you listen to Freezie on this one, I'm gonna tell you I got a bridge to sell you too. If you listen to Freezie on that one, it's Abdul Carter.
Okay. All right. Yeah, y'all. My internet is pausing a little bit, man. I apologize for that. It's something out of my control. So every now and then you'll see me blink off the screen, which I know I like putting this big pink mug in y'all face. Y'all know I love the camera. So,
and I keep looking at my mailbox, man, for my, my subscription, my 12, my dozen roll hats, and I ain't got them yet.
They on the way, bro.
Oh.
They on the way, man. I got a hard time finding mediums. I have a big head, bro.
I see what you're doing too. I see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of people don't know them Jordans, they made to fit Michael Jordan's shoe. I mean, Michael Jordan's foot. They cut for his foot.
Right.
They're not cut for the regular foot. So I see what you're doing. The hat it's customized. It's cut for your hat, for your head. I see what you're doing, man.
Yeah, it's cut for pumpkins, bro.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So let me do this. I need to ask you, Jay Boogie, the fan base is panicking about tonight's game, basically game 3. Right? Like we lost the other night in the game we felt like maybe we should have won. But our fan base is panicking. What would you say to Knicks fans that might be panicking about the game tonight?
Really, it's all or nothing. I mean, I wish I could say so much for this game right here, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Detroit mad.
Yeah.
Because they should be 2-0. They blew game 1. A miracle happened. So the only thing I can say is game 2, you learned that the miracles run out in the 4th quarter. So maybe you ought to start playing the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th quarter. You know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting to turn it on in the 4th quarter. Because them guys learned from the first game, 4th quarter, on what to do in game two's fourth quarter. So, you know, we got to start being active the whole entire game. Brunson need to be more of a, you know, facilitator. Get this guy Cat the ball a little bit more. Stop going so much, you know, for yourself. Get him involved. You know, he is a starter, all-star starter this year.
Yeah.
You know, and because you don't want him to get lazy. And he's starting to get lazy in other areas. We know you can shoot. But when you ain't rebounding that glass and rebounding, that lets me know he's not all the way into the game. You know what I'm saying? As he should be. He's supposed to have dominated game two. Dominated that. Smashed that. But current reason it didn't happen. Which is, you know, you came back, you had a good game. But tonight, I need everybody to have a good game. I don't need one or two players. Right. Tonight need to be a complete game. And I'm going to jump all the way out the window. If I have to, I'm putting PJ in this game.
Yeah.
Because I see when they constantly bullying Brunson.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing anything.
Nobody doing anything, bro.
But before the season ended, and PJ had a chance to, you know what I'm saying, set the tone against Schroeder in front of their bench, nobody in their bench wanted to even step out and mess with him. So I'm just his physical presence. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna it'll play its part on the floor, you know, because they're out physically in us, they're out hustling in us. They just doing more things that we don't do. And that's why they're winning in the series right now. They're winning because they stole game one, should have had game two. They stole game two, should have had game one. Now we on their turf. Now you got guys like Tommy Hearns coming out. You know, you got all these guys coming out, Eminem coming out, all these guys. You're going to see some Motowns coming out, all types of stuff coming out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Barry Sanders, you know what I'm saying? They're going to try to have what their stars are out there, you know, in the building, you know what I mean? And they deserve to have that because they play hard to get that. But I believe in the team. I believe we're going to still come back, whereas the series either going to be 2-1, I mean, either 2-2 or 3-1 our way to close out. I believe that. You know, I honestly believe that. But they got to get it together, man. Everybody got to get it together. Everybody.
What you think, Lee?
I'm gonna tell you right now, when I saw OG's interview yesterday, ain't no way in heck we gonna come out like we did the last game. And I'm pretty sure the cat that got an air full by himself and how he needs to step up, play the game a lot better, individually as well as the leader of this team. Right. And he knows that he was porous. And I mean, really on defense. And also, too, the one, you know, I forgot when we had in our conversation last night, the only person that got rattled by Detroit was Jalen Brunson, and he allowed Schroeder to rattle him. Schroeder hit that shot in his face and was talking crap to him, and from that point on, in the fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson made it about himself.
Yeah.
But that said, I think, and of course, somebody who's always sound-minded out there and pretty much has self-control, I think he gathered himself. He got his mind right. And like you said earlier, Jay Boogie, chain ain't stronger than his weakest link. So if he grabs all of them links and tightens them up and bring us all together, all 15 people, even the people on the bench, and he brings us all together, you know, I feel like we're gonna put a major put the derriere to them tonight.
Yeah, Lee, one of the things that I feel like we should do is if we embrace strength in numbers, we can't ever get to a point in strength in one. Right?
Facts.
Right. If we say we're a deep team and that's our mantra, oh man, our starting five might be the best starting five. Y'all remember that talk back in October? Our starting five might be the best starting five. And then when things get crucial, when it's crucial time, we like it's strength in one. You playing into the hands of the opponent. You know, if you have a chain, like Jay Boogie said, if you're a chain, then why you gonna send one link out there to fight for you? It don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing, get Mitchell Robinson the ball. Right? Mitch is out there screening. This is Mitchell Robinson's best screening year that I've ever seen from him. He out there screening, bro. Like dudes legit are hitting a brick wall, and then he rolling to the rim, and Cameron Payne and Landry Shamet jacking threes. Like they don't even see Mitch because they're not looking for him. Right? This man is open. Right, outside hand up, ready to receive the ball, ready to go in the ceiling and go get it. And they jacking threes. Yeah, man, I'm here to tell you, man. Jay Boogie, I'm with you. I'm thinking the series coming back 3-1, 2-2. And when game five gonna be in the guard because you ain't gonna talk all that trash to New Yorkers and then get back to New York and think things gonna be sweet. I'm sorry.
Well, they amped up right now, though. They talking that talk.
Yeah, I know.
They talking the ish right now, boy. Isaiah thinking about Zeke gonna be in the building. Shoot, right. Bill Lamb probably be behind their bitch. They in the building tonight.
Yeah, they what? Crazy. Oh,
they're gonna need all them. They're gonna need all them Pistons, all Pistons rights to come in, because they ain't got too many of them.
Bro, they're gonna have Kelly Tripucka and everybody out there, bro. They're gonna be mad.
You know what I'm saying? They need to borrow Joe Dumars from New Orleans to come out there and help them out. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I heard they was trying to make sure they had all the hotels so we could sleep on the bus.
Shoot, they already told us we can't get no. But they don't know. They don't know. We'll get on the bus to come out there and rally around the building.
Sleep on the bus, man. You ain't getting no hotels out here unless it's a Super 8.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't no candles out here.
Wow. They try to do us dirty, huh?
They try to do us dirty, man. Dirty, man.
Oh wow. Well, so what are y'all expecting? Are y'all expecting this to be a close game?
97-94, Knicks.
Okay.
And the under. That's straight that way I'm at. Knicks in the under tonight.
Okay. Lee, you thinking the same thing?
I don't do the numbers like that. I think we're just gonna come in there, and I think we're gonna punch them right back in the mouth, and really dot their eye. And I mean, it's gonna be bad too. I think it's gonna be bad tonight, and I think it's gonna be they might pull out strong, but we're gonna finish even stronger. And I'm thinking like from the top of the second half all the way through the rest of the game. We're gonna be looking in the rearview mirror.
I see us having a big third quarter tonight too.
Okay.
I think that third quarter we're gonna come out tonight, and that's gonna be the one we're gonna punch them right in the mouth. Right. They ain't gonna be able to see nothing else after that third quarter.
Wow.
Okay.
And I'm putting that, and I think OG, and it's not on the scoring, but more on his defensive end. And Cade is never gonna pause. He ain't never felt no defense like this before in his life.
Okay. All right. I'm hoping y'all gents are right. Right. I don't have a sense of how the game is gonna go in terms of flow or result. Because at the beginning of the series, I always felt like game 3 was the game if we lose a game 3 would have been that game. I didn't know we were going to lose in game 2, but game 3 was a game that made me nervous, and so now we here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just going to lean on y'all knowledge and advice for this one, because I just can't get a clear picture. But I tell you what will happen though. We're gonna rock tonight, because I gotta go live after the Giants make a terrible pick.
Yeah, that's how you feel. I need the captain to go to the referee as soon as they get in the building. Yo, how y'all gonna call this game tonight? You know it's a physical series. Are y'all gonna let us play? Just let us know. If you're gonna let us play, then let us play. But don't decide. They say you're gonna let us play and then start calling ticky-tack. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna let us play, you know what I'm saying, call it even both ways.
Both
don't
ways.
Be in their building. So that way he can let the players know. You know, they don't do enough of that, trying to find out how they're gonna call the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The referees will tell you how they're gonna call the game.
Right.
You know, so
right.
I got a few calls coming in, man. I gotta go get to them, man, before
I gotta get out. Yeah, I gotta get it. Jay Boogie, thank you for coming through. Next time Kenny come on, bro, I'm gonna give you a heads up before time. I couldn't do it this time though, because
I don't need that, dude. When you got your celebs in up there, dude, I can play the chat, dude. Do you? I like I said, man. Like I said in the beginning, man. You deserve this.
Jay, can you just do what I tell you to do, man?
Nah, man. No, I'm not coming up there. Nah, that's your thing. You deserve that, man. I get it. I get enjoyment sitting and watching. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do.
We're gonna have to play. Tell you what, we'll play 1-on-1 for it. You hoop a little bit.
Hoop a little bit, man. I stay with that Spalding, man.
Bro, you know who you talking to, bro?
Huh?
You know who you talking to?
Green boxer champ.
I hoop first. I'm the hooper, bro. I'm from Jersey City.
I believe that, but I think you and the referee got an issue when you're on defense. They always call it illegal zone. Get out of that. Get out of that 3 seconds, man. Stop zoning, man. I'm going though.
All right, boss. We'll holler at you later, bro. Hey, salute to the great Jay Boogie, man. Thank you for coming through, man. Appreciate you. Lee, I gotta get out of here too, man, because I maneuvered some things around, man. Worked half day so I can do this, and now I gotta get back to the other half day. Yeah, man. Bro. Hey, thank you everybody for coming through and rocking. We're gonna do playback TV for the game for sure, and we're gonna do the Knicks at Night podcast afterwards, man. Thank you everybody for coming through, man. We're gonna holler at y'all later. Peace, y'all.